Now, we have a wonderful songwriter coming up here. He's an award-winning singer-songwriter, and he has an associate with him, a family associate with him, who is breaking into show business. We like to call them the Minions. Yes, indeed. Doug has a really true folk Americana sound. If you listen to the words of his music, you'll find a very deep heart and a lot of understanding that come forth in his music, and I appreciate that.
Check, check.
All right, without further ado, Papa Doug Spears.
Let's tip back a jug tonight of that yellow butter moon. A pull or two on that hard homebrew will make you crazy as a loon. It'll light a fire inside you, make you step to a lively tune. Let's tip back a jug tonight of that yellow butter moon. Yellow butter moon, shine down through me with a light so true. There's love and life in the burn and the bite of that yellow butter moon. My grandpa made corn liquor, he had a still back in the woods. He would have made his living from farming, but the times they weren't so good. 'Cause when you're married with 6 children, a lot of hungry mouths to feed, you do anything that you gotta just to give them what they need. Yellow butter moon, shine down through me with a light so true. There's love and life in the burn and the bite of that yellow butter moon. Well, the sheriff and his deputies, they loved Grandpa's corn squeeze brew. And thirst came way before duty, if it'd save them a jug or two. So when a revenuer came calling one hot Florida night in June, he thought he had old Grandpa cornered, thought he'd treat him like a coon. But when he jumped up into that clearing, he must have felt like such a buffoon. 'Cause all he found was a paper label that read, yellow butter moon, shine down through me with a light so true. There's love and life in the burn and the bite of that yellow butter moon. There's love and life in the burn and the bite of that yellow butter moon. Thank you. We played that a little perky. That was fun. You guys know my buddy Ron Litchauer up here on mandolin.
Good to see y'all.
And this beautiful young thing back here is my granddaughter, Kendall. We call her Kendy Kane.
Nobody looks at the mandolin player anymore.
Well, and that's the upside.
That's my point.
You know, I think this is my 25th year at the Will McLean Festival. I didn't make the first 5, but I think I started coming in 94. And in 97, I was honored to win the Will McLean New Florida Song Contest back when Bob Patterson was just well, hell, he was old back then. So this was a song that Margaret really liked. This is called Banks of the Old St. John's. D. Vista Fair had raven hair, black as a moonless night. They say she was part Seminole, a daughter of the tribe. Made her home in a pine wood shack, no man to call her own. And she lived off the bounty of the land she loved along the banks of the old St. John's. Now she goes down to the waterside every morning just past dawn to brush her hair and sing a song on the banks of the old St. John's. Winterberry ran his paddle wheels up from Lake Monroe. They'd often stop and pass the time with the beautiful Indian girl. And she fed them well on fried bread and fresh catfish roll. And they would tell her all the news they'd heard as they traveled up and down the flow. Now she goes down to the waterside every morning just past dawn, watching for those old paddle wheels to come sailing down the old St. John's. Well, then one day on the paddle wheel there came a gambling man. A passing stranger from New Orleans set his feet upon the sand, and he tarried there with Vista Fair beneath the Florida sun. But the wanderlust soon came to him, and he never did return. As she goes down to the waterside every morning just past dawn, hoping for that man she loved to come sailing down the old St. John. When summer came, Vista Fair was heavy with his child. She gave birth to a little black-haired girl all alone in the Florida wild. And she raised that girl in a pine wood shack, the two of them called home. And they lived off the bounty of the land they loved along the banks of the old St. John's. Now they go down to the waterside every morning just past dawn to brush their hair and sing a song on the banks of the old St. John's. Along the banks of the old St. John's. Thank you so much. Are you guys hearing my guitar okay? Good. Yeah, I figured. I don't need it in the monitor unless you need it.
I need a little.
Jim, he might need a little more of my guitar in the monitor. It's not irritating him enough yet. You know, just recently, in the last year and a half, do y'all know what, there's a couple of they call them performers' rights organizations, and that's not really accurate. ASCAP, ASAP, ASCAP, and BMI. These are folks that are supposed to collect royalties for songwriters and make sure they get paid. That's not what they do. What they do is they put small venues out of business and make sure that the guys at the very top of the popular music charts get paid a lot of money. So guys like me and the rest of the folks you see here, if we ever get a check, it's for about 15 cents. Well, they came and attacked the festival a couple years ago and made us buy a license for this festival because some people were playing cover songs, somebody else's songs that weren't here at the festival, which irritated me. But I figured if we've paid for it, then I might as well take advantage of it. I don't usually play other people's songs, but I love Guy Clark and Verlin Thompson, and I love this song, so I'm going to play one of theirs. This is called Boats to Build. Well, it's time for a change. I'm tired of the same old sing, the same old words, same old lines, same old tricks, same old rhymes. This day's precious days, they roll in and out like waves. I got boards to bend, I got planks to nail, I got charts to make, I've got seas to sail. I'm gonna build me a boat with these two hands. It'll be a fair curve from a no-boat land. Let the chips fall where they will, 'cause I've got boats to build. Sails are like wings, and it's the wind that makes them sing. Sing songs of life and songs of hope, all those songs that keep your dreams afloat. I'm gonna build me a boat with these two hands. It'll be a fair curve from a no-boat land. Let the chips fall where they will, 'cause I've got boats to build. Shores, distant shores, that's where I'm sailing for. I got the stars at night to guide my way, help me sail right into the light of day. I'm gonna build me a boat with these two hands. It'll be a fair curve from a no-boat plan. Let the chips fall where they will, 'cause I'm gonna build me a boat with these two hands. It'll be a fair curve from a no-boat land. Let the chips fall where they will, 'cause I've got boats to build. The great Guy Clark in Berlin Times. I don't write songs just about Florida, though I told Frank Thomas one time, he said, "Doug, keep writing them Florida songs." And I said, "Well, Frank, I live here. Where else am I going to write? They're just not all about Florida, but they're all written here." I was up in, I spent a lot of time in West Virginia in the summer times. And I used to tour through there and play at a place called the Purple Fiddle up on the mountain. And this, a guy told me one night that the winter was going to be especially early and harsh up there, and he knew that because the hummingbirds had left 2 weeks early. I didn't know they had calendars, but I did some research, and by gosh, they do. This is called When the Hummingbirds Return. Feel the hard wind rolling down off Tucker Mountain. See the firewood that's been gathered, split and cured to burn. This cold and bitter season just hastens on your leaving. I hope I'll see you when the hummingbirds return. Springtime lays so soft here on this valley. Gentle summer breezes seem to satisfy all yearn. But when the river's edge is freezing, it puts you in a mind for leaving. I hope I'll see you when the hummingbirds return. You're going where the sun warms love and life's chilling winters, where the changing of the seasons is no cause for concern. Oh, you're following to where the blows full of sweetest nectar. Such a simple lesson, but it's one that's so hard learned. And I'll see you when the hummingbirds return. Driven to this journey by an aching and a hunger, witnessing the wonder of following your heart. All on a clear night, I swear I can see heaven. You know the touch of your hand still sets my soul to churn. But there's a cool breath in your laughter as we turn another chapter. I hope I'll see you when the hummingbirds return. You're going where the sun warms love and life's chilling winters, where the changing of the seasons gives no cause for concern. You're following to where the blooms are full of sweetest nectar. Such a simple lesson, but it's one that's so hard learned. And I'll see you when the hummingbirds return. I hope I'll see you when the hummingbirds return. Fell off the wagon. Now, I'm getting ready to sing a song that's brand new. This will be the first time it's ever been performed on stage, so I'm sorry. It never goes like you hope the first couple times out of the box. And before I get started in the song, you think something's amiss. This is water. It's not anything else.
Your accompanist just changed instruments.
Yeah. She's a multi-instrumental. Yeah. This is not a drinking song, though it's set in a drinking motif. This is a self-introspection song. But I tried to take a little funny spin on it. So this is what I came up with. This is called I Fell Off the Wagon Last Night. Well, I fell off the wagon last night. I must have landed on my head. I might have gotten caught up under the wheels, 'cause I'd have to feel better now to be dead. The first drink got me to thinking. The more I thought, the more I drank. Oh, I fell off the wagon last night, and I think I know who to thank. Well, they say you never find the answers to your troubles in the bottom of a whiskey glass. But it's a nice neighborhood, inviting and warm, so I thought I'd stop by for a couple of laughs. I didn't really find any answers at all, but I might have found a clue or three. I never was much good at math in school, but this all adds up to me. I fell off the wagon last night. I must have landed on my head. I might have gotten caught up under the wheels, 'cause I'd have to feel better now to be dead. The first drink got me to thinking. The more I thought, the more I drank. Oh, I fell off the wagon last night, and I think I know who to thank. Oh, when you go out searching for the truth, things can get pretty risky. And when you finally taste the cold, hard fact, it's gonna burn a lot like cheap whiskey. When you find yourself in a deep, dark hole, you just shouldn't continue to dig. But sometimes that old shovel just won't lay down, so you keep rooting round like a blind old pig. If the root of all evil is money, then why ain't virtue free? I dug up my own tree of troubles, and the root of it all was me. Well, I fell off the wagon last night. I must have landed on my head. I might have gotten caught up under the wheels, 'cause I'd have to feel better now to be dead. The first drink got me to thinking. The more I thought, the more I drank. Oh, I fell off the wagon last night, and I think I know who to thank. Yeah, I fell off the wagon last night, and I think I know who to thank. Thank you. I saw some people that said they could relate to that. We got time for one more? Yep. And it will be a shortened. Hey, how about that? Appreciate y'all coming out. I've got another set tomorrow on the Magnolia at 5:30, so come get your grub and sit down at the table and munch while you listen. Ron will be with me again tomorrow. As I travel around the country playing folk music, certainly all over the eastern United States to the Midwest and Texas, I love our rivers here. Those rivers there are different. These here are soft and quiet and gurgly. Those up there talk to you. They got rocks and stuff that they whip around. This is called These Rocks, and thanks so much for listening. Oh, these rocks here in the shallows may not seem like they're good for anything, but I love these rocks here in the shallows, 'cause it's the rocks that make the river sing. When I go walking down by the river, sometimes I wade that cold mountain flow. My feet uncertain, I trip and stumble on that rough and rocky riverbed below. 'Cause these rocks here in the shallows may not seem like they're good for anything, but I love these rocks here in the shallows, 'cause it's the rocks that make the river sing. Where the bottom's smooth and sandy, oh, it runs so quiet through. But where it swirls around the rocks, that's where the river speaks to you. This life we're living, it's like the river. How the force of nature sets its course and flow. We trip and stumble all through life's shallows, searching for those deeper answers we may never know. Ah, these rocks here in the shallows may not seem like they're good for anything, but I love these rocks here in the shallows, 'cause it's the rocks that make the river sing. Yes, it's the rocks that make the river sing. Ron Litchauer on mandolin. Kendall Dobbs here on percussion. I'm Doug Spears. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much. 2 p.m. coming up.
Wow.